Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews, and I'm doing my first ever cider. So here it is. It's a cider, but it's from Vermont. This is Woodchuck hard cider, and this is their 802. Now I've never had this before. I've had their amber, and that's the only one I've ever had from them, and it's naturally fermented, independent to the core, which is nice. And they're from Middlebury, Vermont. Okay, I don't know a thing about cider. I know that I've got drunk on it a couple times. I've known that. This is 5% alcohol by volume, and it's served cold, so it's chilled. It's not freezing, but it's chilled in the basement, so it's, you know, cellar temperature, like 50 something. It's hard cider, so there we go. And here it is. I don't know if I showed you already, but here's Woodchuck hard cider. Got my cider glass here. Got one especially just to do cider in. And there we go. Cider is actually the first, the first St. Patty's Day I ever had that I drank on. I drank 6 pitchers of Woodchuck, green Woodchuck, because of course you got to tin it green because it's St. Patty's Day, and I remember crawling home that day, throwing up, so that was really fun. But you know, I want to get completely tanked my first St. Patty's Day, and I did. So there you go, Irish pride. But this is from Vermont, so this is an American cider. I'd really like to try some Somerset ciders. Apparently that's basically the home of a real cider. I mean, everyone says different things, but for me, I think I'd really like to try some cider from Somerset. So there you go. I was going to say something, but I didn't. But this is cider. And it is a cidery color, and it looks like cider. It looks like a stool sample with carbonation. So yes, and when you put up the light, so I don't know really what to say. So here, this is fun. There you go. It smells like cider with a bit of cider in it. But does it taste good? I'll find out. Cheers. It does taste good. If you've ever had cider in fall seasons when they press it, it doesn't lose any of that character. You're literally drinking cider. It just happens to be alcoholic. It doesn't have a whiff of alcohol character at all. It goes down extremely smooth. It's very sweet, but this isn't overbearingly sweet. Bit of tartness, which is almost different. Apples have different qualities, and cider is no exception to beer. There's sharp, bitter sharp, sweet, bitter sweet. You know what I mean? There's so many different types of apples, and if you blend them together, you get different flavors. You almost have a tannin quality in some, and some, like I can say, can be dry, very bitter. Some can be exceptionally sweet apples. So cider is something not to avoid, especially if you're a beer or a wine drinker. Check out the cider market. I know I can't, really, because you only have very few types of cider to try. The main ones that you can get in my area are Angry Orchard, Crispin, Strongbow, Hornsby, and Woodchuck. So that's 5. And they're not exactly assorted varieties. That's it. This came from a mixed case that was bought by a friend, and I just grabbed 2 to review out of the case. I should have grabbed 4, but I didn't think about it. But all in all, I mean, it didn't lose any of the original cider qualities. If you spice this up somehow, I know they have a fall variety and a spring variety, so I know they must have kind of spices or qualities to them to kind of reflect the spring blossoms, reflect the fall harvest, the cinnamons and stuff like that. I'm sure they're spiced. Definitely check them out. Woodchuck seems to be a very good cidery, I guess you call it. Cidery? That's what I don't really know what to call them. As I said, this is my first cider as far as reviews go. I like this. I like this a lot. It doesn't offend me. It's easy to drink. It's alcoholic, but you wouldn't know it. And I could, if I was in the position where there wasn't any craft beers and it was drinking time, I'd drink this. So there you go. I'm going to give this one an 8. 8 out of 10. Because actually this is pretty darn good. I didn't expect it to be that good. This is 802 by Woodchuck. Cheers.